Harrison, hello, sir.
Good morning.
We met briefly at the UK premiere last night, and you were terribly patient with me as I gushed over how important Indiana Jones is as a character in a film to me and my sort of life. And I wondered, as a man who's been on this press tour for a while, you've done a number of these films, are you ever still surprised at all by the reaction it gets and you get? Or are you acutely aware of how this character resonates with people?
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to be stone deaf and blind not to feel what's coming back from people. The communication has been established, and it's working in both directions. It really feels like a good thing. We're communicating an idea to you that's useful in your life. Either it's entertainment, or there's a bit of social instruction in it, or something about growing up. But there's also the experience of something, a new adventure with somebody that you know. I've grown to know. And I think one of the reasons these films are as successful as they have been is that they're family films. They're introduced to young people in the context of their family. And when's the first time you saw an Indiana Jones movie? Did your family show it to you?
It was.
Yeah.
See, I was born at the end of the 80s,
yeah.
And when films like this were on kind of during the 90s on terrestrial TV, you had 4 or 5 channels. It was like event television. It was Saturday night, you were there with your family at 7 p.m. These films come out. So it's huge. Funnily enough, I spoke to Steven Spielberg a year or two ago about this subject, about this proliferation of choice we have now. And I asked whether he thought it was almost a shame that there's so much choice, you miss some gems, don't get the same audiences.
Yeah.
Where do you sit on that? Are you envious of this new generation of storytellers?
Yeah, I mean, there are lots of choices to be made, but history has had a part in building the opportunities, and we've had 40 years to build the opportunities for this character. And we've taken you through 4 films, and we've learned something new about Indiana Jones in each film. And now we're coming to the sunset of his career, his life. We want to know that we wanted to feel a sense of closure and comfort and a resting place here. And I think it's a beautiful story of a character who is not, he doesn't have the youthful vigor and that he has. He's been teaching archaeology to students that really are not interested in the past, only interested in the future. Men have just landed on the moon. They're playing rock and roll in the streets. It's like a wild time. But he's out of phase with it. He's really at a low point in his life. And we watched this adventure with Phoebe Waller-Bridge reinvigorate him, rebuild him, and he has a last chance to sort of put everything right in his life.
One thing he does have still is his humour, which is a huge part of the success of these films. There's a great little turn when we mentioned the eels looking like snakes, and it's just an effortless little line of like, no they don't, that really like cracks up an audience. It did make me think, do you think there's another version of Harrison Ford who may have done a lot more comedies in his career if he wasn't blessed with the looks and the charisma of a leading man? Is that something you, on this other timeline, may
You're talking to me?
I am indeed,
no,
sir.
No. Look, it's a wonderful character that we've created, and it's about movies more than anything else. The fun you can have at movies, the emotional opportunity that you have in a movie, to sit in the dark with strangers and feel your common humanity. You feel sort of like a human being. It's not the conflict that we feel in our lives now, where we're divided into camps and we don't talk to each other. This is about the middle. This is about what we have in common, not what pushes us apart, but what draws us together is our common humanity.
Well, I can only thank you for your role in bringing this character to life over the last 40 odd years, which has brought a lot of people together. And as we talked about last night, certainly in my life. It's been an honour, sir. Thank you so much for the stories, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.